Okay, let's talk about ultra cheap AR-15 stuff. And this AR-15 right here is chambered in 7.62x39. Great little 30 caliber cartridge. Everybody's pretty much familiar with the cartridge, but it's kind of like the poor man's 300 Blackout. It's been around forever. Decent ballistics, great for close to mid-range work. Especially great for if you live in a forest area, mountain area. Great little cartridge to have. So in any case, I'm just going to kind of go over this build right here. And this is a $300 build. I've been kind of looking at stuff current. I've had this build for a little bit, but I've been looking at current prices. And you're looking at about 300 bucks. So I'm going to tell you what this is made of. And I kind of went over it in different videos, but I'm just kind of rehashing, just kind of keeping things up to date. And keep in mind, you can find other brands that are about the same price. It's a very saturated market, the AR-15 market. So you can go around, and if you can't find something in one particular brand, I guarantee you can find the same thing in another manufacturer that's right around the same price these days. So this rifle, it's a basic carbine 16-inch, very simple. So we're going to start from the muzzle right here. This is a GunTech USA muzzle brake for 7.62. Very simple muzzle brake. No crush washer required. You just spin the sucker on, tighten it just a little bit to get it snug, and there you go. It's on. It's a very basic muzzle brake. As far as controlling the muzzle climb, it is minimal. But I do notice just a little bit of an impulse change between the standard A2 style that you see come on these things. It's very minute, so I mean, it's one of those nice to haves. If you like muzzle flash and you like kind of the looks of something like this, then go ahead and get it, but it's certainly not a need for your budget build. The A1 or A2 style flash hiders that come with these types of rifles are just fine. But moving back, standard handguard for right now, at least. It's OD green, so it kind of doesn't match anything else except for the background, but that's okay. One standard magazine. I do have some of the cheapo 7.62 rounds in there. The lower right here is a Poverty Pony lower and a Bear Creek Arsenal upper. So Bear Creek Arsenal, they have very inexpensive uppers. If you go to their website right now, December 2019, they don't have this style of upper. They have 7.62x39 uppers, but they have just a free float rail on them, the M-Lock rails. So, but the price is still pretty inexpensive. I think it's right around $190 for a complete upper. That's with bolt carrier and everything, so that's pretty good. So in any case, Bear Creek Arsenal upper, I haven't had any issues with it at all. It's a pretty solid upper. It's just a standard carbine upper with the old school front sight post here, but this is a very solid setup. That's one thing. When you're going for a cheap AR, if you go for something like this, you're not going to ever have to worry about the front gas block moving around or coming loose, because this is a pinned affair. On other budget ARs, when you don't have the front sight post, you'll have like sometimes you'll have the set screws and whatnot, and just depending on the quality of the build and just how it's put together, those may come loose and you may experience your front sight, your gas block kind of moving around. This you're not really going to experience that. So as far as, you know, just durability, I like the front sight post. I know it's old school, but that's just me. I like some of the old school stuff. So the lower Poverty Pony, also known as Anderson Manufacturing, these lowers are, I got it as a stripped lower. Very inexpensive. I mean, for the cost of a cheap date, you can buy one of these lowers. So I know Anderson Manufacturing, they have kind of a reputation. Some are good, some are bad. Some people have just great experience with them, some people not so much. My only recommendation, if you can, is before you buy it, just look at the lower and just kind of make sure it looks to be at least in spec. This one is a little bit rough. I mean, it's a basic lower, and I haven't had any real issues with it. Everything seems to be in spec. I've had no issues with the pins walking out or anything like that. So kind of, you know, take it as food for thought. and I'll leave it up to you whether to decide. Again, there are some bad Anderson lowers out there, but this one has worked really great. Inside the Anderson lower, I have an unbranded AR ELG parts kit. And basically, it's a standard parts kit, trigger group, everything, except they kind of did a little bit of extra polishing on the trigger group. So it's a standard trigger group, but it's not as gritty as those standard, what you're used to. If you shot standard mil spec, so-called mil spec trigger groups, they're okay, but they got a little bit of grit to them. This doesn't have it. So still the same poundage of pull and all that good stuff, but it just feels really nice. So good deal on that. The back, the buffer tube right here. Same thing, it's just from unbranded AR. The same with the kit. So you have the same buffer tube. This stock is from Bear Creek Arsenal, the actual stock that goes on the buffer tube here. And the rear sight is, this one is from UTG. So this is a UTG A2 style lightweight rear sight. There's other rear sights out there that are super cheap, but this one is solid. It's not a folding sight. It's solid. The adjustments are solid. It doesn't have a lot of play in it like I've seen some of the other budget sights have, so that's why I like it. But right there, I mean, 300 bucks. That's kind of something that was unheard of in the AR-15 world for a long time. And I know that even if you did your research and found the deals out there, you could get it for less than 300 bucks. I'm just kind of pricing what this configuration right here is, a 7.62x39 rifle. Right now, December 2019, what it'll get you. So this particular rifle, I know some of you are going to say, well, it's a really cheap AR-15. How the heck does it perform? Great for my uses. I haven't put this thing through the ringer, and I don't plan on it because this isn't a heavy use rifle. Okay, this is for something that's light or moderate use. I'll take it out. Maybe I could use it for home defense if I want. I can take it out with me when I'm just doing some hiking or in the backwoods or something, not really doing a whole lot of work. I can take it with me. I can have fun with it, what have you. Yeah, you can use this as a truck gun if you want. But if you're going to do serious carbine work, going to a class where you're going to be spending thousands upon thousands of rounds of ammunition and thousands of dollars in training, then yeah, get something different. All right, just got to keep it real on that. So feel free to leave your comments below. Again, there's nothing wrong with having a cheap rifle. I know people say, well, it's cheap. Only the expensive rifles are really good. Well, I love expensive rifles, but you know what? Why not get a couple cheap builds together because it's fun, if anything else. So anyway, leave your comments, whether you approve or disapprove, and what your experiences are. And if you have any good deals out there that you've seen, feel free to share it with the group. So that way those people out there that don't have a whole lot of money to spend on firearms, but yet they want something like this, they can do some research and get that going. All right, thanks a lot for watching.